Oh, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 771 of FloWrestling Radio Live. I'm your host, Christian Piles, joined today by Ben Funky Askren, James Dean Rader, and we are here. We're ready to talk. We got a number of topics to discuss for this week, for today's show. Ben, let's check in with you. You had youth states. How many youth state champions did the Askren Wrestling Academy crown?
You know, we didn't have our best year. I think we had I think we had 10.
10. Okay.
Yeah, definitely not our best year. So we got some work to do.
Work to do.
Buy the dip.
Yeah, should we buy the dip?
Absolutely. Buy the dip, for sure.
Okay. And you've often said that your end goal is youth state championships, and that's what you guys... That's the ultimate for you guys. You're peaking.
Yeah, actually, fun story real quick. I was seeing the Badgers came to clean up the mats or something. I saw one of our athletes that's wrestling in Wisconsin, and I joked with them, and he was kind of embarrassed, but it's kind of a cool story. He had never actually even qualified for the youth state championships, let alone place or win.
What?
And he's wrestling with the Badgers. Yeah.
You have to qualify for youth states in Wisconsin?
Yeah, there's 8 regionals, and the top 2 at each regional, and then so the top 16 go to state. Yeah.
Oh, dang. That sounds pretty legit.
Yeah. So he never qualified. He's wrestling for the Badgers. So despite lack of early success, if you want to be good, you can be pretty good.
Heck yeah. Well, let that be a lesson to all you 9-year-olds that are listening to this show.
9-year-olds. He didn't even make it when he was 15.
15? They have youth states at 15?
Whatever 8th grade is. 8th grade. It's 14 or 15. Yeah, they're that old.
Dang. Old 8th graders. Okay. First, we have a couple things. We're teasing this Ben's change to the NCAA scoring. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about...
I feel like you built it up a little too much, Christian.
Well, I love anytime I can use the word manifesto. I think you just use
manifesto.
Okay. Right, fair or not, it's something worth talking about. All right, let's just get to it. Ben.
Okay. So here's my main point. My main point is, when there's something simple that's wrong, and it's so obvious to everyone that it's wrong, you just fix what's freaking wrong.
Right. Okay?
Now here's what's wrong. And I believe I've made this point some other time, but it comes up every NCAAs, and I'm like, why is it still like this? Because the fact that people allow this to happen is so effing stupid. So you could have wrestler 1. He wins his first 2 matches, the round of 32 and the round of 16. He makes the quarterfinals. That's a good performance right there. We're really excited about that guy.
Yes.
Okay. Wins 2 tough matches. For that effort, he scores 2 team points. He gets 1 advancement point for both matches. He gets no bonus. Okay. Mm-hmm. He then loses in the quarterfinals, and then he loses in the blood round. Does not All-American. He has scored a total of 2 team points. You could have another athlete who loses their first match, and then either has an injury default that actually happened this year, first round injury default on the backside, actually happened multiple times, or a first round injury or a first round pin on the backside and get 1 backside win. That athlete who then loses his next match is 1-2. He loses in the round of 24, and he scores 2.5 team points. This is dumb. Okay, so if you think about it like this, what if you had half your team make the blood round, Christian? And under the scenario I discussed, you would score a total of 10 team points, despite the fact that you have 5 athletes in the blood round. Do you realize how bad 10 team points is?
It's like nothing. It's like one
It's
fifth
like
placer.
it's like nothing.
Maybe not.
I mean, you could have your whole team, all 10, make the blood round under the scenario I discussed, and they're going to score 20 points. That would be good for like, I don't know,
one NCAA
40th
champion.
place. 40th place. What place is that?
Probably 25th.
25th. Okay. But 10 in the round of 12 is really good. So I think the solution to this is really simple, and that's why I really struggle with like, why hasn't this been fixed? You know what I'm saying?
Well, a counterpoint is that you could put 10 guys in the round of 12 and also score like a ton of points too. Like,
Correct. Based on the bonus points.
Yes.
Based on the bonus points. But the bonus points are significantly overvalued because if you have one guy losing around 24 with one fall or injury default versus another guy making around 12, you would be very hard pressed to say, despite the fact that the guy only made around 24, his performance was better. Right? You would rather have that because you really wouldn't. What we have, it's very obvious, is a misallocation of points. And so like, when we talk about like this, it's so simple to identify. I don't know why we can't just fix it. So you want to know how to fix it?
That was my follow-up question. How you're conducting this interview wonderfully.
Okay. So first of all, I want to tell you what place 20th is, just so people can get 20 points would be Christian. Wow, 25th place.
Wow.
Look at you. So
legend.
Good. Okay. So I think the way to fix this, there's 2 ways I think that would be satisfactory. I actually think the first way would probably be easier, and it would pretty much solve the issue, but maybe not totally. And actually, I'm going to split the first way into 2 different things. So number 1, you could double the advancement points, right? So right now, the advancement points are 1 point on the front, half a point on the back. You double those to 2 and 1, right? That way, someone who's winning on the front side is getting 2 points per win, which is equivalent to a pin, right? After if the bonus points would stay as is, and I think that would, for the most part, solve the issue. So the issue, right, is that people who fail to score bonus points, and listen, at the NCAA tournament, especially if you're on the front side, scoring bonus is really hard. It's really hard. And so I think that would solve the issue if we go 2 and 1. The other one, which I'll tell you,
help me understand, if to the layperson, if they're both, the proportion is identical from 1 to 1.5, 2 to 1,
half to 1.
Yeah, half to 1, 2 to 1. I don't understand how this improves it.
Because it's the proportion in comparison to bonus points is the issue, Christian, not to each other.
Yeah. Got it.
Yeah. So it's not about them being to each other. It's about them in their relation to bonus points.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that would be 1, 2 on the front, 2 on the other thing you could do, and it would also make sense. You could cut the bonus points in half on the backside, because if you go on the backside early, you actually have twice as many chances to bonus because you're going to literally have twice as many matches to get all the way to the 3rd place match, right? And generally, especially in the early going, they're going to be easier matches than on the front side.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. So how do you guys feel about those 2 things?
So
I have a simpler fix.
Okay, go for it.
No team scoring at the individual tournament. Dual champion.
No. Different topic. Well, I would love to discuss different topic. We can shelf that. I would love to have that debate.
We're still always going to have tournaments, and we should keep team scores at tournaments. Therefore, let's have
team score is a fun part of it.
Let's have score. So, Is your biggest gripe that round of 12
my biggest gripe is that winning matches at the NCAA tournament is significantly undervalued. I mean, obviously, if you get into the top 8, then that's not the case. But there should be a relatively high value placed on the guy who makes it to the blood round, right? That's a good season. He made the blood round, or maybe the guy that makes round 16, right? Those things, winning at the NCAA tournament should be valued. I mean, another way to think about it, Christian, if I didn't make a compelling enough case, one athlete who wins one match on the backside with a fall or an injury default, because right, there are injury defaults. So one athlete who wins at one match with an injury, default, or fall on the backside is equivalent to a guy on the backside who gets 5 decision wins.
Yeah.
Like, think about those things in comparison to each other. Getting 5 backside wins versus 1 with a pin.
Well, no, but
those
not
aren't equivalent.
That's not true though. If you get 5
It is
backside
true.
wins, no, if you get 5 backside wins, you're gonna get podium.
No, but we can worry about those points later. But if we're talking strictly about advancement points, don't exclude. You got to exclude that portion of the points, right? So let's see, round of 32, 24, 16, 12. Yeah, 5 would make you in the 8th place match. So obviously, then you would start seeing the fruits of that. But just in itself, 5 backside wins is equivalent to okay. So if you don't want to put placement points, you could say a backside win in a tech fall is equivalent to, or a backside win in a major is equivalent to 3 backside wins.
Yeah.
Right.
That I agree with. There shouldn't be the proportion is a little out of whack for how difficult it is to win a match versus a bonus point win. It's like it shouldn't be worth. Although in a dual meet, a pin is worth twice as much as a decision victory. So it's kind of close.
Yeah, but in the backside NCAAs, it's worth 5x.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, 5 times.
5 times. So yeah, maybe.
So honestly, in the other scenario, it would be worth right if we went 2 points on the front side, then that would significantly even it out.
Yes. Now,
okay.
As a result, you would need to adjust the placement points as well.
I don't think you would. I think those are already satisfactory because again, in this scenario, the problem you're solving for right now is that it's mostly really the guys in the round of 16 and round of 12, like the guys who win a lot of matches, who do really well, but don't get on the podium. Because once they get on the podium, they are relatively rewarded for that.
Right.
But it's those guys, like I said, a guy who wins 2 matches on the front side, first round, second round, ends up in the quarters, loses. Like, they had a good tournament. That's a really good wrestler, and he's scoring only 2 points. That's almost nothing.
Yeah. No,
so that's
you're
the
right.
problem I'm trying to solve for.
Yeah. You think about the 5 seeds that make the quarters and lose to the 4 seed and then drop one match, 2 points. That I agree with. Round of 12 is not rewarded, right? And that the bonus opportunity down below it makes it out of whack.
Especially like say, when your guy makes it to the quarters, they've likely had maybe if they're a 1 or 2 or 3, they probably had an easier first round match. But if you're an 8, right? Maybe you have an easy first round match. You don't have an easy second round match. Your second round match is someone really good. Yes. And if you're able to win that match, then you have the 1 seed, which you're likely going to lose to. Then on the backside, you're going to have someone like a 10 or 11, right? Someone else who's really high to make the All-American round.
Yeah. Larry Steele says, what is this trying to accomplish? We trying to find a way so Penn State doesn't win?
No, I'm trying to adequately reward points, knucklehead.
Yeah, knucklehead. Come on, Larry.
I mean, I think
Larry,
I think
Larry.
I think it's really easy to see like, hey, this is wrong. And then the second part is I don't really think it's hard to solve for. I think it's really simple. You want to hear my other theory, which would be, I think, probably way harder to get people on board with, but I think may even be better. Okay.
Yeah.
Take out, and I've ran through, I haven't put this on paper, but I've ran through the scenarios, a lot of them in my brain, and I have a very high IQ, so I think I got it right.
IQ. Well, as we know, I have 149 IQ and GD has a 148, so we both have higher IQs than you.
Hey, Keith, dude, you dum-dum. We love you. You're our biggest fan, but we talked about Jaden and Kyle on the day after the match, so beat it. Okay.
Yeah.
So
what are you stirring up trouble for, Keith? That's not even true.
Not even true. Okay. So my other scenario. Ready for this, Christian? I don't know if you're ready for this.
I'm sitting down.
Do away with placement points altogether. Any frontside win, obviously including finals, right? Because right now they don't include the finals or the place matches as advancement points. Any frontside win, including the finals, is worth 6 points. Any backside win, including the place matches, is worth 2 points. And I'm pretty sure that would solve for everything, right? And then someone making the quarters has already got 12 points because they have their first 2 wins. So they're scoring significantly. So obviously someone who wins the tournament would get 30 points for the frontside wins. Then obviously you could tack on bonus after that. Someone who goes for the first 2, they say they make the quarters and they wrestle all the way back. They're going to be at 12 plus 8. So they're at 20 points for third place. You're going to have 24 points for second place because you're making the finals. So I think it works out in a really, really nice manner where we're adequately rewarding all of the wins to what we actually want them to be.
Okay. I'm sold. Let's do it.
Really?
Yeah. Even though at the same time, I'm like, well, while there are there are scenarios that, I think are inadequately rewarding the wrong things, I think we're getting the right team scores completely.
See, but this is the now you're making me mad. This is the weak ass attitude that leads us to having the wrong thing still. We're close enough. It's good. No, it's wrong. It's not right. It's wrong. We know it's wrong. And if we're too weak to fix it, pissing me off. I need to go be on an NCAA committee or something. What committee do I need to be on to change this? This is freaking annoying. It annoys the crap out of me. It's wrong. It's so obvious that it's wrong. Why can't we just fix it? It's not hard. It's going to take us like an hour. It's going to take 1 hour to fix it. Let's do it.
1 hour fix.
It's so easy.
You could get 4 oil changes in the time it takes to fix this NCAA rule. It's nothing.
Yes.
Okay.
It's not hard. It's not hard. It's so obvious to say. It's so obvious to look at it and say, oh, yeah, that doesn't make any sense. That's not right. And then the fix is like, oh, there's a very obvious problem. There's a very obvious fix. Now, I also included maybe a more extravagant fix, but you could also go with the simple one. It could be done in an hour. I don't know why we don't do it. What are you guys doing here? Not you guys. You're not in charge. Who's ever on the NCAA committee? Freaking, this is obvious. It's a problem. Fix it. Stop being a slacker.
Don't be a slacker. Yep, I'm all right. I'm completely sold. Gotta do it.
Don't be a slacker. Make a dual title.
Keith is now blaming marijuana for forgetting that we talked about this thing. Don't do marijuana. You forget that things happen, guys. That's the lesson there. Ben did it one time accidentally, and he learned his lesson.
Not smoking though. I ate it accidentally.
Ben is in recovery.
It was not ideal. No one told me it was there. I even asked.
That's why Ben doesn't have an IQ of 175.
Yeah.
I even asked for clarification that this was not what, is this okay for me to eat? And they tricked me.
Well, congratulations on all these years sober now, Ben. Proud of you. Okay. Ben, Tyler posed a great question, so we can be topical with the youths.
Hold on. But you didn't tell me who's on the NCAA committee, so I can go complain to them and provide.
You know who's awesome that's on the NCAA committee that wants to get right is Kyle Rochelle, coach of UTC. You know him?
He is?
Yeah. Very good dude.
Listen to FRL this morning.
He listens.
Text him right now.
He said he listens. I was honored. Pan Am champion, Kyle Rochelle. Remember him?
Kyle. Yeah, I remember. Of course I know.
You're just texting him now. Okay, we're just going to do this right now.
I'm literally sending my message right now on iMessage.
All right. Well, this is good. This could not wait. This is that pressing.
That pressing. I'm trying to freaking change rules about things that are wrong. And listen, you guys just want to be like, oh, it's okay that it's wrong. No, we're doing the right thing. We're doing the right thing.
It's fantastic you're texting him to add a dual team title.
Yeah, you need to text him that too.
I'd love to have that discussion because listen, I would like to keep the NCAA tournament with team scoring. I don't see why we can't have 2 NCAA titles like indoor and outdoor track, for example. I don't see the issue. I think it'd be great.
Yeah. I've always wondered who runs the fastest inside. It's very interesting. Everyone can run fast outside. But inside, that's a different category.
I believe they are different distances, correct?
They are, yeah. They're different.
Some of them. Maybe not all of them.
There's some similar. All right, we got to move. We cannot talk about indoor track. That's just one of our rules. Ben, when's the last time you open hand slapped somebody?
I slapped a kid last night, actually.
Go to AWA.
Just a little like this. Listen, this kid lied to me. I was like, I was just, I was trying to get people to go with more partners, right? So I made a simple rule. So I do this sometimes, right? It was fair. I said, no one from the same high school can go together. And I had just bumped a bunch of 8th graders into a class because one of the classes was too full. And I said, none of my 8th graders can go together. I need you or the high school kids, right? So everyone starts making new friends. And then they start drilling. And I see these 2 kids. I'm like, I'm so sure they're both 8th graders because they're in my 8th grade class. So I go over there. I'm like, you guys are both 8th graders. Why are you drilling together? And he's like, no, I'm a 9th grader. I'm like, dude, no, you're not. You've been in my middle school class. He's like, oh, I just decided to come in early because I wasn't on varsity or something like that, right? I'm like, dude, there's no way you're lying to me. And so then I went and I asked another kid who's actually on that high school team. I said, is that kid in 8th grade or 9th grade? And he said, he's in 8th grade. I said, oh, okay. So I went back over there. I said, dude, you lied to me. And I gave him a little knock it off. Now go be in a different group.
Dang.
Not violent, just, wake up. Let's wake up. Why are you lying? It's not good. Bad habit.
Why are you always lying? JD, when's the last time you open hand slapped somebody?
This morning.
Boom! He did get me good. He slapped
Really?
me. No.
I slap Ozzy all the time too because my knuckles are too hard and he wants to fight. He literally requests to fight constantly, so I give him a little,
Yeah.
boop, boop, boop.
I give Caleb some smacks. I remember one time, the only time I think I remember actually slapping someone kind of hard was I was in high school. Do you remember the movie Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Ben?
I never watched. I do remember it.
Okay, do you remember, JD?
The title, but I've never seen it.
It's like a dubbed over Japanese action. Yeah, it's like Bozo, but they dubbed over Japanese. It's like an action karate film. Anyways, I watched it in high school, and we were all fired up. After remember when you were a kid, you watched like Karate Kid, and then you want to do karate and stuff. Well, it was like kind of like that. And then my little brother Ryan comes up to me, and there's a character named Jade Fox in it, and he goes, "Christian, I'm Jade Fox," and I just go boom, and I smacked him right across his face as a middle school child. I was like, just for like the shock effect of it, and it was really funny. And I still remember it to this day. I think that's probably the last time I did it with any level of energy. Vinny Barber says that closed hand punches work better. He's probably right.
Depends on what you're trying to do.
What'd you say, Ben?
Let's see. Have I ever? I'm trying to think if I've ever actually slapped anyone like really like hard, and I don't think Diaz. I have.
Yeah.
There was this one. I'll tell you a stupid story. We had this tradition. I think it got canceled at some point. We had a toga party at the end of each wrestling season. It was the most fun thing ever. But the freshmen got initiated, which they would probably like throw you in jail for or something right now. It was you got your head shaved. Then there was chugging beer, which I did not participate in because I don't drink. And then you had to go run across campus in whatever outfit that the seniors chose for you, right? Mm-hmm. Which is it was just totally hilarious, and pretty much everyone enjoyed it. Well, for some reason, my senior year, Matt Pell, who was a freaking wild man, he also decides that after they get their head shaved, they got to get a slap from him. And he's got his big ass hands, and so he would go wham right on their chest. And so all the freshmen had like a Matt Pell handprint, like. There as they're running across campus. I think they had diapers that year.
Diapers.
That's great.
Something like that. Yeah. No. That year was the Borat underwear. Remember how Borat wore that swimsuit?
Oh my god.
With the straps?
Where his nuts were held up.
Oh my word.
Oh my god. I'm probably implicating us with some crimes. We probably can't make kids run around like that anymore. Although it was 17 years ago or something
Statute
like
limitations.
That. Yeah. No, 15 years ago.
Yeah, I think you're in the clear here.
But you're definitely canceled forever, so.
Yeah, that's it. You've admitted to smacking kids and hazing.
No, I didn't smack him. Matt Pell smacked him. I gave a little tap.
No, you smacked other kids. You smacked 8th graders.
No, it was a little tap. I did not smack him hard. I'm trying to remember if I've smacked him hard. I don't think. Definitely not in anger. That's Ozzy's rule, actually. Like, we can fight, you can punch me, but you can't punch me in anger.
That's good.
Got to keep your composure.
Good rule. Will Smith needs that rule because he's just out here. He's just out here slapping people who make jokes.
I think it was Christian. I said this to you before our show. I don't want to talk about it, but I'm pretty sure it was fake.
You think it was fake?
It was fake.
I think Will Smith's kind of like an idiot here.
Okay. He lost me with
if it's not fake, he is an idiot.
Yeah.
He lost me with the cursing because I thought he didn't have to cuss to sell records.
Well, I do. So
Did he cuss? I didn't
He
really
did.
watch
yeah,
it. I saw
he said the F word multiple times. He looked
Really?
totally unhinged. Oh yeah,
Oh, I didn't realize that. Jeez, Will Smith.
yeah.
Wow.
See, that's where he lost Ben too.
Lost Ben. He's like slapping a man on stage is one thing, but the
Yeah.
F word. Man, a lot of people think it was fake. I just feel like I'm a
Pretty
very
sure it's
gullible.
fake.
I'm a very gullible person. Obviously, that's documented. But I also feel like I've seen people that have been like in altercations before and that didn't expect it, and that's what Chris Rock looked like.
Wait, because he was kind of like he like took a second to compose himself, or what?
Yeah, just his face, how his voice was, how totally like thrown off he was.
Sure.
He had no idea where to go from there. It felt real to me. Dang it.
Okay.
Much
More real than the WWE.
Much more real than the WWE. Listen, that's way more
Hey,
believable than
you know what
anything
someone
I've
brought
ever
up to
seen
me
in
last night?
WWE.
Hold on, this is actually important. You're talking about Will Smith, Chris Rock. I don't give a damn about them. This is actually important.
Yeah.
Someone brought up to me last night. This Sunday is WrestleMania,
Okay.
Christian, and
We're
guess
gonna be
what?
there.
I guess Vince McMahon said, Seth Rollins, you don't have a match. I'm gonna find your opponent, and it's like
Uh-oh.
hasn't been announced. And
My God, that's
friend
Gable
was
Stevenson's
saying-
music.
That's what he was saying.
No way.
Why not?
Who's Seth Rollins? That's a
He's
wrestler?
like a really popular guy. Yes.
He's so popular.
Daniel
Seth
Cormier
Rollins.
loves him, I believe. Daniel Cormier's a big Seth Rollins fan.
Okay.
Yeah, let's see. So Vince. He teased it. Oh, so some people are guessing that it's this guy Cody Rhodes, but I don't know. It could be Gable Stevenson showing up on
He's not ready
Saturday
for
night.
WrestleMania.
Sunday night. Oh, what do you mean he's not ready? This man is in prime form. He just won an NCAA title. He did a backflip. He's ready.
Well, listen, if it was actual wrestling and real, he would be so ready. But this is a different thing. I mean, you can just roll out. Yeah, maybe he's ready. I don't know.
Yeah, Gable's ready.
Who am I to assess someone's
Why do you know
readiness?
what? Maybe WWE is the most effective form of wrestling, and that's why Gable got so much better this year. He's been training his WWE, made him a more effective folk style wrestler also.
Checkmate, Christian.
Ben, do you even watch it?
Checkmate, Christian. Checkmate.
Yeah.
Okay,
Checkmate.
here I got the quote. from
That
Vince McMahon.
explains Sadulayev's excellence. He must be doing some fake wrestling in Dagestan.
All right.
That definitely maps.
Vince McMahon said, "I think it'd be a good idea for you to be in WrestleMania, but if you were in it, you'd have to have your own main event. It wouldn't work out any other way. So Seth freaking Rollins is going to WrestleMania. Oh, who's it gonna be? Is it gonna be Gable Stevenson?
No, he's got all. Well, I hope so. I guess that would be good for Gable, so I'll root for it.
Yeah, it would be outstanding.
All right,
Let's go, Gable Stevenson.
go Gable Dan.
Speaking of which,
What do you
he won the
think
Hodge.
his finishing move's gonna be?
I don't know. Something backflip related?
From the top rope.
Gotta be some. What if he does a backflip and he just lands like? Remember that? What was that one sumo wrestler from Japan? This is when I watched WWE.
Yokozuna.
Yeah, and remember he sat on people. What if Gable does the backflip to like boom and he sits on them? That's
Backflip to
one
butt
of Ozzy's
bomb.
good moves too. He butt bombs them. If I lay on the ground, so Ozzy punches me, and I fall down. Then he comes and he goes butt bomb, boom. That's one of his favorite moves.
It's a great move.
Man, Ozzy's well
Great
trained. You know what? I'm gonna start throwing Ozzy's name out there for WrestleMania. It could be him versus Seth Rollins.
You know, Ozzy's other move is a double knee drop. So he runs and he jumps on you and lands with both knees. And Max sent me this video. He's like, "Hey, does Ozzy ever do this?" And it was a film of Luca, Max's kid, who's 2 years younger. He did it to some kid at daycare.
Oh my gosh.
He pushed the kid down and he jumped on him with both knees.
They'd make a great tag team.
Oh wow. What about it? The Askren cousins. The cousins.
So funny.
Dang. Double knee drop cousins.
Double knee drop cousins. Hey, when are you guys getting tasered for me winning that bet? You and Shane.
What bet did you win?
That Penn State won NCAAs.
I agreed with that. I picked them to win basically all year long.
You were picking Iowa. When you getting tasered?
I did not. We will taste JD.
Whoa!
JD probably would not mind.
We're all
getting
gonna taste Shane. I thought
Yeah, we got to taste Shane. What would happen to his hair if he got tased?
it can't get any
That was
higher, so
funny.
I don't know.
It could go higher. It could go straighter. But that
think we
gel
should
looks
try it.
powerful.
Yeah, it ain't moving. It's locked in place.
It's probably a conductor of electricity. Maybe it'd like fry.
It could catch on fire. There could be a fire
Yeah.
hazard. We would need to
Yep.
do it outside so we don't set off the sprinklers in here. But Shane, we are going to tase you. Okay.
Hey,
so,
I think our fans are getting they're getting frustrated. We're a little bit off the rails this morning, and they did want us to mention. Listen, I'm more pumped about Gable Stevenson in WrestleMania because we already knew he was going to win the Hodge Trophy. Everyone knew that, dum-dums.
How do you feel about them releasing the emails and the votes, though?
They did? Where?
In the announcement.
Then I want to see last year's. This one wasn't a what? This one wasn't even under contention. I want to see last year's emails. What the hell's going on
And guess what?
here?
Nick Lee
No,
got three
show me.
first place votes. Nick
Send me
Lee
the
got
link.
three
Send me-
first place votes.
That's bullcrap. Whoever from Penn State is voting for him, that's bullcrap. Now send me the link. I want to see this.
Yeah, we didn't release the votes. Everyone should have
Yeah,
open
last year
ballot.
release the votes.
I'll
Where's
show
the
my
votes?
ballot. I want these people to answer for their votes.
Yes, where's James Dean Rader?
He's right.
I can't find the link. Share with me. I'm trying to go through 771. We're on.
I also just
wait,
texted the announcement to you.
Wait, what? You text? Oh, wait. Here we go. Okay, wait. So you're saying they released the emails in here?
Not the emails, but the number of first place votes. I mean, Yanni got
Oh,
5.
that's it.
They tweeted them out. It's right there on your screen, Ben.
No, I literally thought you were actually telling us that they showed who voted for who.
Oh, no.
Can you imagine?
Well, that's annoying. That's what I wanted last year. That's why I got so
Oh,
excited.
wait. Hold on. Who from Penn? That's here. I can tell you who the Nick Lee votes are. Guessing.
Dang.
David
Well,
Taylor.
It might be all
David
Kale.
Taylor.
Kale, I get 2 votes. Kale gets 3. It literally might be all Kale.
Or, oh yeah, it could be. Because
last year I voted for Gable and Spencer. I voted for them. I voted for both of them. I went one. One of them I went Spencer 1, Gable 2. Another one went Gable 1, Spencer 2. And so Kale probably spent all 3 of his votes on Nick Lee.
Maybe so. Or David
think
Taylor
that's
has
probably the
2 and Zane Rutherford has 2. Honestly, for Nick Lee to only have 3, Penn State was the Penn State contingent had to play
they
it
were
pretty
doing
fair.
their moral duty to the Hodge Trophy.
Who voted for Yanni?
Who voted for Yanni? Kyle Dake.
Because he got
Kyle's
5.
only got 1 though.
No.
He's only got 1.
He's only got the 1. Kyle Dake. I don't know.
Pretty hard to justify voting. I love Yanni voting for voting for anyone over Gable was pretty hard to justify, I believe.
Yeah.
Dang it. I was so excited. I literally, JD, you had me. I was gullible. I thought they were literally releasing who voted for who, and I was so mad that I was going to look for it. Then I wanted them to do it last year also.
I guess I had a pretty unique. My ballot was different because I forget who I think I voted Keegan second or third, and I don't know if
Well,
Yanni
I thought
was.
they said they weren't even taking second or third place votes this year.
No, they did. They did.
They didn't take mine. I just told Gable 2 votes.
Hold on one second.
Sorry, Keegan. You didn't win it outright. You got to prove yourself next year.
Yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure that they said I will find the email. Let's see, man. Now we got the documents. Where's Alex Jones at when we got the documents?
Oh, jeez.
All right, here we go. Okay, let's see. So
Yeah, I
here's
went
the first
Keegan
email.
2, Yanni
Attached
3.
is the official
Carter
Hodge
4.
ballot. Please vote for your winner and email your response to me. This was March 22. Here is the link to share. Oh, maybe not. And then I said, yeah, no, I said Gable. Yep, Gable, both votes. Last year you mentioned, yeah, okay. All right.
It's also pretty tremendous this year. They changed the criteria just so you had to give it to Gable.
Oh.
They took away
Really?
pins.
What do you mean?
They took pins out of it.
I think that should be out of it.
I know. I think it should
good
too,
with-
but they've kept it this entire time. And then they're like, "Oh, Gable's only got 1 pin. Ooh, we need to change this." Now we've got it wrong.
I
He'll be
actually
back for
like
Spencer.
the new. I like the new. I don't know what the criteria. I mean, Spencer doesn't pin a ton either. He's got more text than pins, I believe.
He pins kind of a lot, but yeah.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, the Hodge committee is only voting for the winner this year.
Okay.
Second, third, and fourth place votes will be used for tiebreakers, but not asking. It says, but not asking. No, I'm right. Okay. You'll notice that we took some of the feedback to heart. Hodge committee is only voting for the winner this year. Second, third place, fourth place votes would be used for tiebreakers, but I'm not asking for them right now.
Just because they know they don't need them, I guess.
Yeah, that's what it says.
Okay.
I also have Hodge votes, just to put that out there.
Yeah,
you don't have no damn Hodge votes.
He won a D2 Hodge. Carney Hodge.
Stop.
Carney of the Year, he won.
That's right. Very prestigious.
All right, let's transition here. We had a lot of good
that word's
content.
got a lot of connotation. I don't want to use that.
We got a lot of stuff. Kozak put a way too early look at the 2023 team race out, which I thought was interesting to look at. And we have a table that you could pull in here, Tyler, if you wanted, from the doc, where no surprise for the number one team. The story for next year is going to be how much is Penn State going to win NCAAs by. It's really,
yeah.
I don't see any. Normally,
I love the team race. Maybe, hey, if we got some really good middleweights, I'll sponsor you to go to Arizona State. Just so we have a fun team race.
Yeah. So the way it works right now, what Kozak did was, and this isn't complete, but you take the 2022 tournament score and then you calculate how many returning points they have. So Penn State lost 25.5 with the loss of Nick Lee, I guess.
Yep.
That's how many points he scored. So they have 106 points returning. Arizona State returns everyone.
God.
But 1 point.
Iowa dropped like a rock.
Well, yeah, they had a bunch of 6th and 7th year guys.
Yeah.
They lost Ironman, Kemmer, Marinelli, etc. But one thing that's not factored in with Iowa is Spencer Lee.
Yeah, the reload.
Right?
Yep.
So they've got, if you factor in the 2021, I'm sure Spencer Lee's probably scored 24, 25 points. So that gets them up into the 50-ish range.
Which is second or third return.
Cornell basically loses no one with 52 points returning. Missouri returns everyone. Yeah, they lost 2.5. So one.
The other one that Missouri has that's going to be huge is Brock Mahler's back.
Oh, yeah. The shot caller, Brock
He's got
Mahler.
2 years left.
Is he going to go 49 or 57, you think?
He's 49. So I guess he wrestled 57 at the scuffle, but because I just talked to Coach Smith yesterday. He said Brock only weighs 153.
He wouldn't cut 4 pounds for the scuffle? I
guess not.
I'm calling shenanigans on that.
Okay, call shenanigans. He's wrestling 49 next year.
The walk-around weights I hear, I'm not saying about Missouri specifically, but I hear all these walk-around weights. I'm like, okay, dude.
Yes, and then Josh Edmond will redshirt because he has a red shirt left.
Okay, so Edmond will be back. Will it be JQ's again at 57?
I think so.
Okay. Yeah, so getting Mahler back at 49 will be big. Yeah, you got to figure that's another 10-ish points, probably at conservatively.
Now, honestly,
he's a potential finalist.
He could make the finals. I mean, yeah, and don't Lovett. He could go with Lovett, I bet.
Lovett, Sasso will be the big.
Go with that crew.
Andonian Mahler, that's fun. Andonian just keeps getting better.
Yes, he does.
Gomez, already forgot. Oh, Gomez, he's had a great year. So really, the team race. And what's interesting, Ohio State 44 loses no one, and then they're bringing in the number one recruiting class in the land. So they could, they're a team. So I can see a lot of teams getting to the 80, 85 points kind of threshold.
Yeah, and the other thing, obviously, is with some of these is, the difference between a lower tier AA, what about scoring difference? The lower tier AA and a high tier AA is big. So certain weight classes who graduated a lot, say I think 174 graduated quite a bit, 141 graduated quite a bit. If you have a chance to jump from 7th to 3rd, that is an insane amount of team points, right?
And with that in mind, you look at someone like Stanford, who, Real Woods is going to be probably the
Woods,
favorite on paper right now to win 141, I think. So with that consideration, whatever points he scored, he could be going up to first place points. That could climb them up the run quite a bit.
Yeah. You know what's so crazy? Michigan lost more points than almost every other team scored. I think the points they lost would have been in third or fourth place.
Yes.
That's crazy.
58.5 points. That's a lot. That's a lot to lose.
So
36 and a half. The cupboard's not completely bare. Oh, speaking of Michigan, Mason Parris put out a post that honestly explained a lot.
What did he say?
Well, you know how we've been, the discussion around Mason this year was looks like a different guy, right? Okay. Yeah. Well, he put out this Instagram post, 2022 All-American. This year I was faced with a lot of adversity. I missed the first half of the season due to a herniated disc in my neck that I got in the World Team trials. I could barely use my left arm, but decided not to undergo surgery and fight to get back to where I was. I believe it was a great decision because I got to be a part of Michigan's 100th team, Big Ten champs, national runner-ups. So that is an obvious thing that would be very limiting, especially at a heavyweight class, especially with his style.
With his skill set.
And especially left side, his left arm, that's his lead hand.
His dump arm.
So, no, he dumps with the right, doesn't he?
He does?
He shoots single leg, left side single, pulls on the right tricep.
I must go back and watch him. I got it backwards in my head.
Well, I might have it backwards in my head, Ben. You have the 147 IQ, but that is too behind my IQ.
Okay, I'll watch. I feel like it's left arm ball. Hey, did you realize? I just realized the feature of track wrestling that I never realized. So I'm on when I wanted to see how many team points everyone scored, I went to the team results and I kind of scrolled through,
Yeah.
Did you know you can go to the teams page and it shows, and you click on their point total. Did you see this?
Mm-hmm.
You click on their point total, it brings up how many advancement points, how many activity points or bonus points, and how many placement points that they all got.
Yeah, it's really cool. There's a lot of functionality. If you run a fantasy league of any kind like we did for ours, and I did the scores, there's a lot of functionality on track wrestling that helps you do that quickly.
Nice.
Of course, one day, hopefully we can automate it so we have fantasy, and then everyone can play without having to do it in Excel spreadsheets and stuff, but it's still very fun. Ben, have you ever been in our fantasy leagues? I feel like you did at least one time.
I think we played. I played with you guys. I remember when it was NCAAs was in.
Is it St. Louis?
I remember I played with you guys. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a fun one. I remember that. Okay, so
actually, I did a Missouri one this year. I didn't take very much time on it. I did really poorly.
Did you?
They do one of those where you get 50 points. You get 50 points, and you go reverse seed all the way down to 11th. And once you get to 11th, they're worth 0. And so you can have a total. So first place seed would cost you 10 points.
Yeah.
So I did have one good pick. I picked Ridge Lovett from the 10. He only cost me 1 point, and he scored me a whole bunch.
Yeah, you were.
But I had a lot of bad picks.
Consistent there. Excuse me. Hit your throat. Okay. Sorry, guys. So that's the next year's team race. It's a little more nuanced than this chart, but this is a good starting point for who's coming back next year and what the team race is going to look like. So,
unfortunately, it's not that nuanced because Penn State's just going to win.
What? Okay, I would say, yeah, it's sort of nuanced in terms of 2 and below. But yeah, you're right. I mean, and Penn State. I don't know if they're going to be better next year, but they're going to be. I think they're going to be. There's a chance they're better. There's a chance they're better if Roman comes back, which I think he will, and Robbie Howard healthy, 25. You got to figure he's going to outscore whatever Hildebrandt did at NCAA.
Hildebrandt scored almost nothing.
Bartlett, if he comes down and Shane Van Ness comes in at 49, you got to figure more points at 49 if Van Ness comes in and is the guy, and then Bartlett, you think a little more production there.
It's going to be hard to make it. Nick Lee was 23 points. It's going to be hard.
So the question is, can Robbie, Bo down at 41, Shane at 49, are they going to get a transfer somewhere at 57? They may not score more points because they're sort of capped out from 74 up. I mean, Kirkfleet could go up like 5 to 6 more points maybe if he wins it all.
Yeah.
It's gonna be hard to make up. 131.5 points is a ton. That's a really high amount. I'd like to look back in like the last couple. It's got to be among the higher scores of the last 10, 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if they'll be better next year, but
not that way. Of the last 10 to 15, no, I don't think that's. I don't think that's the case because obviously like the 1 year.
Well, I don't think it's the
Ohio
highest,
State,
but I think it's among them.
Okay, sure. Yeah, because Ohio State and Penn State were really both good. They both scored more than 131 that year. But yes, there have been years where guys have scored right around 100, 110, and they've won with that.
So last year, Iowa scored 129. So right there.
Mm-hmm.
2019, wow. They had some monster scores. Okay, so 2019, 137.5. 2018, 141.5. 2017, 146.5. Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, the last 5 years, you got to get 129. Holy crap.
Yep.
123 and 16. 102, the Ohio State year. Then,
yeah, that year was kind of low.
So really, it's kind of going up. 2012, they scored 143. That was the year they had 5 in the finals, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So wait, of this list, so I brought up like Mahler for Missouri, and you brought up we think probably those true freshmen will likely start for Ohio State. Are there any other like really impact recruits and or red shirts where you're like, yeah, they're going to start right away?
Man, there were not a lot of guys that redshirted this year. Mahler was
really.
I don't think so.
You mean non first year guys?
Mm-hmm. That's what I mean. So like you look for, there's not a lot of Brock Mahler type of examples that I can think of. And then Richard Figueroa is one, but we talked about it last week. Like we're not quite sure how they're gonna solve that because unless McGee moves up, which we already talked about, he's not that big.
He doesn't look big.
So I don't know how they're going to figure that out because Courtney's a true 25. He's a smaller size 25 pounder. So
be interesting to see how they solve for that. Obviously, Ferrari at Oklahoma State would be that's a big point getter that they didn't have in the lineup.
Yeah, he's big. They had Voinovich, who we like Voinovich. He's good. I don't know what he'll be able to do year one.
Yeah, I mean the tournament that's usually really good for red shirts, first year red shirts is UWW juniors. Like you usually, once you get a look at that tournament, you're like, oh, that guy's going to be really good next year. Or that guy, Mackay won it, obviously, and then won the next year. Keegan, kind of same thing. So when you see someone do really well there's a pretty darn good chance they're going to have a really good year the next year. Yes,
completely agree there. So yeah, not a ton. I honestly don't see a ton of new firepower coming into we're gonna lose a lot, and I don't think there's gonna be a high level of high impact guys coming in. There's gonna be some really good guys, but
really, I don't know. I just don't feel like you're right, but you definitely might be because I don't have any. I wish I had like all the teams in front of me so I could look through them.
Look at the last couple big boards. Look at the last couple NCAAs. Tell me who's gonna be coming in. Who's the
key?
Who?
No, I said the big board's the key. Like that's where you got to look at. Yeah.
Well, don't pull up the big board because you just yell at us about what we didn't do on it. Just look.
I just yell certain names out. That's the fun part. 2021. What about? Is anyone gonna start 2022 flow big board? What was the one you guys got to do? You guys got to redo the 2023. I think I was complaining about. JD's on that this week.
Oh.
Right.
Manager,
the big board guy.
Manager Ben.
Big board guy.
JD says the transfer portal's on fire, but then underneath it says that Kennedy Monday and Anthony Etchemendy are in the portal.
Yeah.
So what kind of fire are we describing right now?
Can Etchemendy leave the state? He's got a pending charge on him, right?
I don't know his current legal situation, but he is in the transfer portal.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I need Kevin Dresser to get him.
Oh, full circle.
Full circle.
I guess I can statute of limitations on this story. I didn't listen to this conversation, but I remember vividly at CKLV in 2019. Or you remember this? Were you there for this?
I did not witness, but I know what you're referring to.
Coach Ryan and Coach Dresser were getting into it by the table there about Etchemindia and basically about how Tom snagged him from Iowa State and Dresser feeling a certain kind of way. It wasn't like they weren't yelling at each other.
Were they slapped? Was there a slap?
There was no slap.
That would have been awesome. Are they teammates? I mean, they both went to Iowa, but were they there at the same time?
Dresser's a little older.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they were ever teammates. But yeah, that was an interesting thing.
Yeah, honestly, I look at some of these guys. I'm gonna look on the 2022 class big board. Some of these guys I feel like could make could be difference makers. Almost
put some names out there.
Well, obviously the Ohio State guys we discussed, right?
Yes. But they weren't redshirting other than Patty.
No. I'm saying no. 2022.
Oh, okay.
So the ones that are graduating this year would go wrestle as true freshmen. So we talked about the Ohio State guys already. I think the two Georgia guys, I think they're really good, and I believe they're physically mature. So Henson and Singleton, I think they're really good. I think Swiderski, who just looked really good against Mendez.
Sorry. So I guess what I was saying, before you go too far down this rabbit, I guess I was saying I don't see a ton of firepower coming off of the class that is redshirting from the red shirt. So like last year's big board, like the Facundo class. Plus the guys that redshirted. This high school class, I think is full of a lot of talent.
Okay,
but continue because it's interesting.
Yeah. All right. Oh, you said you want me to name a few more?
Yeah, keep going.
Oh, like Jordan Williams, I think is really good. But then he got beat by the one Ferrari. So
small twitch.
Maybe I'm kind of jumped the gun on that
Medium
one.
twitch.
Yeah, I think Levi Haynes, but he's one where I'm like, he should probably redshirt, But I think he's really good. So there's kind of some guys I think could do some damage, and we'll probably see a lot of these guys compete at UWW juniors also.
Levi makes sense to redshirt because one, you don't need him. You don't need him at all.
Yep.
He will just add to it. Two, it feels like he's going to probably grow out of 57. So you want to get Facundo down the line so he starts wrestling and move guys kind of down eligibility-wise so that there's not as much overlap there. So I think it makes sense to redshirt him. I would have said, hey, wrestle him right away because it makes sense. But now why? You could roll out anyone at 57 and whatever you get, you get.
Yep.
And then use Haynes down the line. But yeah, there's no doubt that's a really good class. I agree with you about the Georgia guys. Swiderski was a absolute revelation. He's been good. When he beat Mendez, it was just to talk about like, oh, okay, yes, he's good, obviously.
Double down.
Could he do it again? And then he did it. He did it again for sure.
In more impressive fashion, significantly more impressive fashion.
Significantly, yeah. I'm curious where he slots weight wise. I think he's big. Is he a 49 or a 57, or I don't think he's a 41 really.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But like his skill a lot. Okay, we talked about that.
Yeah, the transfer portal is not on fire, JD.
Well, it's a fire. The kind of fire I'm not sure if
Wait! Oh my gosh! I scrolled. Wait. Final X is sponsored by Tezos, the crypto company?
Correct.
Oh, we're big in we get a lot of Tezos. We get a lot of Tezos bucks, dude.
Stop.
Who's number one is sponsored by Tezos.
Has been.
When?
The grappling show.
How did I miss that? Oh, the grappling. Oh.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Wow.
I don't. What is Tezos? I hear the commercials and
blockchain, bro.
I know it's blocked. What? Okay.
You wouldn't get it.
Honestly, I don't even know. It's a company's been around for a while. I see their name everywhere, but let's see. Tezos is a decentralized open source blockchain that can execute peer-to-peer transactions and serve as a platform for the smart contract platform.
Okay. Is it like Coinbase?
No. Coinbase is an exchange. So, the biggest smart contract platform is Ethereum. There's a bunch of other ones that are trying to, Cardano was a smart contract platform. There's a whole bunch of smart contract platforms. I did not realize Tezos was one of those also.
Yeah, I don't understand a lot of this. Someone was talking.
Verbal meme, SpongeBob, hands behind his back with the beat. CP asking about blockchain.
It was funny. So we were talking. Someone at Flow was talking with me about NFTs and like what hey, what do you think about them and like getting into them. I was like, I'll be honest, I don't really understand them. I was like, Ben, I talked with Ben about him. He kind of thinks he's not really sold on him either. She's like, why not? Or it's like, why aren't you sold on him? I was like, because cartoon pictures of monkeys aren't worth $250,000. And she's like,
people are paying for them. They're paying more than that. So
yeah, exactly. It's like, okay, I just know I'm not an idiot. They're not worth really anything. But they're definitely
worth what somebody will pay for them.
Listen,
yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you, Ben.
Listen, anyone that is paying actual money.
Market sets the price.
Yeah, idiots set the price. Is who's setting the price. There's a lot of suckers out there. And you're buying cartoon monkeys and gorillas, and you think they're worth money.
Maybe you're a sucker for not doing it.
No, I'm not a sucker. I buy things that are real. Not a freaking.
Tezos did, so they got sued. They had an ICO, and they did get sued for $25 million, but their market cap is $7 billion, so no big deal.
Exactly.
Yes. That was what happened with a lot of the ICOs in 2017. Is they all kind of did it illegally, and they got fined something like this, right? They got fined $25 million, but their market cap is $7 billion. So like, who gives a damn?
Yeah, that's just haters hating. So
yeah, well, I mean, it's such a small percentage of the total.
Yeah. All right. Since you mentioned Final X, 2 locations, and we're gonna be in Stillwater, June 3rd, and in New York City. Oh wow, this is me. I got smacked. That was fast.
You already memed, Christian.
I'm already memed.
Wait, who got memed? Oh,
Christian. Verbal meme. CP is Chris Rock. The entire crypto community is Will Smith smacking him.
Listen, that's the NFT community. Who's this? You don't know my situation with crypto, but yeah. If you're buying $100,000 gorilla cartoons,
they're apes. They're apes, Christian.
Apes.
Bored apes.
Gorillas are apes, right? I believe it's.
I don't know about the genomics of large primates.
Wow, we haven't said genomics in weeks on FRL. Okay.
Larry Steele, 2 big-time transfer rumors. I know about one big-time transfer rumor. I don't know about the other big-time transfer rumor.
We love rumors. Yeah, gorillas are apes.
Okay, gorillas are apes.
Yeah. Ground-dwelling great apes.
Got it.
All right, we got it. There, we've established the apes. So
I love primates.
Let's talk a little Final X. So we know the weights,
yes.
Who's going where. I'm not going to read a bunch of numbers. Highlights for men's freestyle: 57, 61, 70, 92, and 97 are in Stillwater. So that means we could see Kyle Snyder and Jaden Cox at the same or different weights. Either way, we'd see them.
Got a question, Christian.
Hit me.
How many people have declared their bye to Final X?
So the deadline to accept or decline Final X spot is May 1st, I believe.
I thought it was 3rd.
May 1st.
Okay.
First or 3rd?
It's May early. May the early.
Nobody has accepted it yet.
Yes.
To my knowledge.
Okay. So I know like Jordan Burroughs told me he was for sure wrestling the Final X.
Yeah, they just haven't officially accepted.
Yes. I'm certain like there's some guys that you're pretty certain are going to, like Dayton, I'm sure will, Jordan,
Gilman.
Kyle, pretty obvious. My curiosity is,
probably everyone will then, except, I mean, the one possibility would be Jaden, right?
Correct.
Well, is Kyle obvious?
Kyle Snyder?
Oh, I thought you meant Kyle Dake.
No, now Kyle Dake.
Wait, why wouldn't Kyle Dake be obvious?
The vaccine.
But does he? But I don't see what. I don't.
Dude, that's gonna be gone by then. By June? Are you kidding me? Corona's already gone. No one gives a damn anymore. They decided it wasn't an issue and it's gone.
Some organizations and places still require vaccines.
All major cities have done away with it now.
Well, he's Final X New York, but I think they did get Is Kyrie Irving playing basketball again?
Yes,
He
I
should be
think so.
allowed to. Yes.
So Dake's fine.
But didn't USA Wrestling and the OPTC create that policy?
Well, if that's the case, then many of these wrestlers will not be able to because a lot of them did not get vaccinated.
I don't know. I'm saying I don't know. That was definitely a thing for a bit. I don't know if that was
but
resolved
I
or
don't
not.
think I don't think it's a thing anymore. I mean, everyone's doing away with it. Once they decided it was a non-issue, they all just did away with it. It was.
Yeah.
I'll just stop there.
I think we see Dake wrestle. I think we see Jordan, David Taylor, Gwiz, and Yanni is probably who we'll see in Final X New York. So yeah, it'll be fun. Someone asked, which one you should go to. Obviously both, but Stillwater's going to be a little less expensive than Manhattan, I'm thinking. But it may be a little more expensive to get there.
I heard the hotels in Stillwater are crazy expensive.
Yeah, right. Well, then you haven't stayed in the microtel, brother.
Oh, no. Listen, Flo's got to get out the hood. And just you guys are a big company now. Get a reasonable hotel room.
We stay scrappy. We do all right. We
get a nice Airbnb overlooking the city or something. Do some shows.
An Airbnb overlooking Stillwater?
No, I was talking about New York City.
Okay. It's there's not a lot of high points in Stillwater. It's a pretty flat area. Not. Okay. Cool.
That's fun. I'm looking forward to those.
Yeah. Are you gonna go?
I'm literally right now. I'm committed to going to cadet duels. So I'm seeing if that is the 9th or if it's the 8th. Let me look. I will tell you because it's in Loves Park, Illinois, which is right by
New York
it's
City.
Actually, Rockford. No. It's super close to. It's super close to Wisconsin. So Wisconsin is actually taking 2 men's freestyle teams to cadet duels. I'm very excited about it. It'll be a lot of our wrestlers. So I'm definitely going to that. I'll see. Maybe if it's a night, maybe I'll take a red eye in. I'll do private jet. Let's see.
Ooh.
Oh, nice. No, I'm not rich enough to do a private jet yet someday. It starts on the 10th. So I could come to Final X and then I could fly back on the 9th because they don't wrestle on the 9th.
That would be sweet.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Have you ever taken a private jet? Could you just do one private jet ride or do you just have to own a private jet?
I have a certain goal for net worth. And I told my wife when I get to that, I'm going to do it just because you need to set goals and then reward yourself. But I have done one. It wasn't a jet. It was actually a private plane. And the guy wanted me to help him with a project, and we had to go somewhere. And so I've done it one time.
Nice. Well, yes. You're not going to reach your financial goals if we keep having to dock your pay for missing these shows. just so you know.
That'll harm my chances.
Every little bit helps.
Every little bit helps. Yes.
All right. So there's Penn State picked up a verbal from Dalton Perry.
I knew. Have I yelled enough on the show? Because when I saw that yesterday, I was in my car and I thought, I'm going to get pissed at FRL tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Because it's you people at Flow but it's a freshman commitment. Just ignore it. Just act like it didn't happen. It's a freshman. In 2 years, let's act like it happened. But if he's a freshman, let's just ignore it.
I mean, it's not like we made a big deal about it.
Ignore it. I'm gonna ignore it. I'm gonna act like it didn't happen because this dude's a freshman. Lots of stuff can change. We've seen other people commit this early, and it is very rare. I'm gonna say very rare. I don't have any statistics right now to back this up that a freshman commitment sticks.
I
think that's overplayed a little bit.
Which one?
That they flip.
I mean, I guess we have to do. Let's do a research project now. Didn't Busiello flip? I mean, he's the only other one that came right to mind.
He wound up there eventually.
He did wind up there eventually.
Didn't Richie Figs commit early to Arizona State and follow through?
Yeah.
Who?
Richie Figs.
Definitely.
I don't remember. He as a freshman.
Maybe not a freshman.
And then he was looking other places, but then he.
But he went there.
He did go there. You're right. I just feel like
he also, I think, got blocked out by Corona a little bit.
Here's the thing. Here's my whole thought on the freshman commitments.
Oh, your whole thought.
Tell me one good thing it does for the athlete.
Tell me one. Yes, I agree.
Is there?
For you, 100%.
I don't think there's one other than unless you list like clout and attention as something that you actually value. There is nothing good that comes from it. I'm not saying that you won't ultimately wrestle there. I'm not saying you won't reach the highest levels of success. I'm saying that committing as a freshman has no actual value to the athlete. It has value to the team.
Yes, has value to the university. And this is what kids need to realize. It has value to the university and the wrestling team there. It does not have, it just doesn't add any value to you. The college cannot make a financial commitment to you at that point in time. So what benefit are you being provided? And because guess what, kids? If you start doing a little worse and they can find someone better, they're going to find someone better and you ain't getting that money. That they probably behind the scenes, they probably told you were going to get, but they can't tell you you're going to get, but they did tell you you're going to get it. It's gone. It's gone because you're not performing well enough. Sorry. So, your commitment as a freshman doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. Yeah. There's no benefit. I think you lose a little bit of leverage when they know you've already, before we even recruited you, you said, this is where I want to go. So that can mess up your aid. And listen, this is going to happen for these power programs, right? Guys are going to want to say, hey, I'm committed to Penn State. Hey, I'm committed to Iowa. Hey, I'm committed. It's going to continue to happen, but I'm yet to hear an actual reason how it helps the athlete. And when you can provide it, then maybe I'll change my mind. But I don't think it makes any sense whatsoever.
I agree fully.
He's an M2 guy, correct?
Yes.
So obviously the M2 to Penn State pipeline is going to be pretty freaking.
But he's not a move-in. He was just
no.
He's from Central Mountain, PA. That's where the Altons are from, correct?
I didn't say he was a move-in.
No. I'm just stating that fact.
Correct. Oh. That is where the Altons are from, and that is where he's from.
Yes.
Okie doke.
Okay. Wokie dokie.
Hey, so if you didn't know, Euros is happening right now in Europe. I'm told.
Euros, the food, the delicious.
Yes, they are.
But also the wrestling tournament. And
at a Euro Bowl yesterday.
Long story short, Aaliyah.
It was pretty great cover. You should try it sometime.
Ignore Christian.
All right. I'm sorry. Continue.
All I want to say,
I got lamb meatballs.
A little tzatziki sauce on top.
There was tzatziki and hummus. Pita bread on the side though, because it was a bowl.
Where'd you get that?
Kava. Remember I saw you.
Oh yeah, you saw me scooting.
I did.
I'm scooting every
I love
day.
scooters.
I
saw Paul's a maniac on that thing.
Well, he had never scooted. That was his maiden voyage.
Wow.
Our general counsel, Paul.
Oh man, I was scooting around Detroit. I love those damn scooters. They're so much fun.
They're great. They're the freaking best.
Yes.
Musakaya versus Aaliyah. That's all I wanted to say. I'm sorry.
Really? Right now?
It's going down probably right after the show ends. Yeah. You can watch it live on FloWrestling.org.
I'm gonna be in a freaking meeting. It's gonna be so annoying. Hey, I don't know if we can play. We definitely can. We're allowed to. But I don't know if Tyler has it pulled, but we should play the Jenna Burkett.
Nice.
We should also play Musakayev killing a man.
Oh yeah,
because that was great
what?
yesterday.
Yeah, look at this. Oh my gosh.
Well, hold on. Play
If you're listening on Spotify, you can watch it.
Oh, I saw this.
No, you didn't.
I didn't realize that was Musakayev.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just
boom.
So good. All right, we're gonna show this Jenna Burkett film trailer.
My mom was, saying she was having a really hard time breathing. Before I knew it, she called the ambulance, and then it was time for heart surgery. And, I regret being a little bit naive. I think I thought my mom's a superhero. She'll pull through this. Before I knew it, things spiraled. I said, I'm done, I can't wrestle. And she was like, she grabbed my hand and she was like, she said, you have to go. She mouthed it, And so.
So this is a really, really cool film. We all saw at the Olympic trials what happened with Jenna and Helen, very dramatic, and then her path to make the world team and win a world medal with the backdrop of her losing her mom. It's really, really good, really powerful. I think you guys are going to like it. Comes out tomorrow, so please watch. think you'll enjoy it. Nice 15-ish minute piece. Came out great.
Boom.
All right, let's get to some questions. What happens first? Penn State has 6 champs in a season, or they have 0?
Oh,
Probably 6, right?
probably 6. The 0 for any foreseeable future is 6 is really hard, but 0 is, man, I have a hard time seeing that too.
Neither has happened for Kale since maybe his first year.
I think his first year.
He didn't have a champ, but he got Valamont in the finals, which is pretty good. And then since then, they've had a champ every single year. 6 would have been, you think about this year, if Gable didn't exist, then maybe you could have said, okay, if Kirkfleet was there, it was sort of possible.
Almost. But there are going to be other good wrestlers.
That is one of the things that I've been finding about NCAAs, is that all these other teams have guys, too, that practice, like, all the time. So, yeah, I think 6 is so insane. 5 is...
And that's never happened, correct?
Correct. Maybe if you go back in, like, pre-war, but I think in the modern era of wrestling, it has not happened.
Got it.
Was there a reason to switch from Final X from 3 days to 2? Yes. It's expensive. Events are expensive to do. And so 2 makes more sense. Also, feedback from athletes and coaches, just like coaches especially, they were just like gone so much. And if you had there were coaches that had competitors in all 3 Final X's, which I don't think is actually a reason to change, but it ended up being one of the factors. It was ultimately, the decision from the Athletes Council, I think, and USA Wrestling. It's not really a flow decision. We like 3, but we get 2, and we're happy for 2. Other questions. Rank the 184 Penn State champs under Kale by who would beat who in their prime. Would Kale be on top of that podium? Yes, of course he would. So 184 champs for Kale. Quentin Wright, Bo Nickel, Aaron Brooks,
Ed Ruth.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't want to do it. Too hard.
We quit the question. I do think Bo and Ed are the top 2, and I think I've sort of been like a team Ed, but man, I think
would love to watch it.
As much as it pains me to say, I do think Quentin is the 4th of that group.
Quentin's definitely 4th.
Don't be so okay. You don't have to be so quick.
It's pretty easy.
Listen, he is, but you just don't have to say it like that. That's all.
Well,
I'm saying.
I mean, it's your fault that you're putting him in that category that we're having to debate this. We just leave him. 2-time NCAA champ. Great job. You're really good. But now you're pairing him with likely all-time greats. I mean, Ed and Bo definitely are all-time folk style greats, and Aaron Brooks is headed in that direction.
He's headed that way, certainly.
Would Aaron Brooks be able to stymie the other 2? So the other 2 are really more dynamic offensively, Ed and Bo. And Aaron is very, very difficult to take down. So I mean, it's hard to like predict what would happen there, and I would be very fascinated to actually watch it happen.
So I think Aaron, I think matches up. What'd you say?
Can you invent a time machine, please, Christian?
We are working on that. That is in beta testing right now. The product team will hopefully unveil that in Q3. What I'll say is I think Aaron matches up better with Bo than Ed. I think Ed can generate the leg attacks and get to legs, and he's a very high percentage finisher. So I have a hard time thinking that Aaron would be able to keep Ed off his legs. Now, Bo was a little more upper body, counter reliant. I think Aaron would be able to wrestle out of some of the upper body stuff. I think his hands would. Bo wasn't like the most consistent leg attacker, although he certainly could. So that's my initial thoughts. Okay. Why don't we call it a show? I think Shane will be back tomorrow.
Uh-oh. He's going to have to answer for some of his wildness.
Maybe. Will he tase himself?
Will
You'll
he
have to
tase
tune in tomorrow to
himself?
find out.
Self-tasing.
Thank you guys so much for listening. We'll be back tomorrow as promised. Thank you guys for listening. 771. Oh my gosh. I don't even want to calculate the hours. So many hours.
Wow.
So fun. We'll be back again. We hope you guys had a great weekend. We hope you have a good Tuesday. And thanks so much for JD, Ben, Tyler, and myself. Thank you. Bye.